Good day everyone! Boy, I'm so glad to see you all in this video again. Now what we are going to do today in our lesson, it will be a continuous writing and the topic will be this, cat in distress. And the language focus in this writing will be the use of metaphors. Now what are metaphors? Metaphors are used to make writing more interesting or entertaining. Metaphors are comparisons that show how two things that are not alike, that means they are not the same in most ways, but are similar in one important way. And metaphors help to describe something. And unlike similes that use the words as or like to make a comparison, metaphors describe something as though it were something else. Now for examples, my cat is a bolt of lightning when it comes to catching rats. So this is metaphor. And what about simile? It's like this. My cat is as quick as a bolt of lightning when it comes to catching rats. So the one in bolded will be simile for the second example. And the first example, bolt of lightning, it will be the metaphor. Alright, for your reference, the notes and essay for this, they are taken from the reference book Writing Creatively for PSLE English Compositions. Alright, now let's start our lesson now. Before we start the continuous writing on this topic, cat in distress, let's take a look at the concept map. Now for introduction, you need to write down or draft out who, writer, mother, and kitten are the characters in this continuous writing. As for the location, alright, or the venue, the place where it happens, pavement beside a drain. And when did it happen? Well, during a rainy evening, bolts of lightning, wind howling. Now these are the things that you need to describe the situation or the scenery during that time. And it rained in buckets, and writer was walking home from grandfather's house, and he heard a weak mewing close by. Alright, so for the first part here, you need to, well, ask yourself who, where, and when. Now for the next one, in the concept map, it will be the problem or the conflict or the climax of the story. So here, the writer squat down to check, and the kitten got stuck in the pipe. And the writer was an animal lover, so he could not bear to leave the kitten in distress. And the writer ran home to get metal cutter. So he cut the pipe, inched the kitten out slowly. Well, during that time when it was inched out, the kitten was weak, cold, and hungry. So what is the solution to the problem? Well, the writer hugged the kitten, bought milk from somewhere to feed the kitten, and as he looked closely, the front paw of the kitten was injured. And so he inspected the wound, cleaned it, bandaged it. Well, he took it home, but it seems like the mother didn't like having more animals at home. That means he already had quite a few number of animals at home or pets, and he promised to keep the kitten clean and to toilet train the little cat. Then the mother allowed the kitten to be in the house only if it was sterilized. So what is the conclusion of the story or the moral value of the whole story? The mother exclaimed that the house was a zoo, and then he was happy because finally, after much persuasion, his mother allowed the kitten to stay. So right now, we are going to start the writing. Well, before we start the writing, here's the question. You were walking home from your grandfather's house when you heard a faint sound coming from somewhere near you. Now the questions are, what did you do? And what happened in the end? Now when you look at these pictures, what do you see? Well, you can see bolts of lightning, it's raining, and soon it rained in buckets, and there is this little cat that's stuck in the pipeline. So now, this is the first part, or the first paragraph of the writing. As I looked up the sky, I saw bolts of lightning cracking the night sky. I quickened my steps and pulled my windbreaker closer to my body. I was on my way home after visiting my grandfather. The wind yelled while it blew, and raindrops began to pelt down. Soon it began to rain in buckets. Beside the pavement was a drain. I heard mewing of a kitten. Curious, or out of curiosity, you can write in such way, I squatted down to check, and I saw a furry, wet sponge stuck in a pipe. Now, the one that are bolded in yellow words, these are the metaphors that you can put in your writing or in any writing that suits the topic. Alright, let's go to the next paragraph. What do you see in these pictures for the next paragraph? You see the cat was wet, and the writer got very sad looking at the weak cat. So since he was an animal lover, definitely he felt sad. And what happened is he tried to get some help by getting a metal cutter from home. So let's take a look at the writing for the second part here. The mewing was weak. Being an animal lover, I could not bear to leave the cat in distress. There was no time to lose. My heart ached when I saw the kitten suffering in pain. I had 100-watt idea. I ran home to get a metal cutter. Carefully, I cut the pipe to set the kitten free. I slowly inched it out of the pipe. The poor kitten was cold and wet. And here you can add more for the description. Well, this is for the second part or second paragraph for the essay. Let's go to the next paragraph. Now there are three pictures here. What do you see? You see that the writer was holding the little kitten and trying to get some milk or bought it from somewhere or from a supermarket to feed the little cat or the little kitten, and its paw was injured. Now let's take a look at the writing here. I hugged it and went to buy milk, intending to feed it. Its front paw had a cut and was bleeding. I brought the kitten home, inspected the wound with vulture's eyes, cleaned the wound and bandaged it. So it's kind of short, but there is one metaphor here, vulture's eyes. Next paragraph. Another three pictures here, you can see the reaction from the mother when she saw the kitten, and the kitten was sleeping, and the writer was trying to persuade the mother or plead with the mother to let the kitten stay. Let's take a look at the writing. My worry was mother's dislike of keeping more animals at home. A few months ago, I rescued a stray puppy, but mother forced me to send it to the SPCA. I imagined her frowning and saying no to keeping the kitten. When she came home, mother's eyes were the size of saucers when she saw the kitten sleeping in a basket. She demanded I take the kitten out once it got well. I pleaded with her as I would keep it clean and toilet train it. Mother agreed on condition that I send the kitten to be sterilized. Well, here I need to do some spelling error here. The size of, hold on. Okay, so let's do a correction here. Of. All right, and then here, T. Okay, so, well, my apology for the little mistake here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Finally, she exclaimed, our house, a zoo! I already had 2 cocker spaniels, 2 puppies, 1 cat, and a parrot. I was glad that mother granted me to keep Mewie. Mewie was its name. So here, these are the pictures for the final paragraph. Well, for the part here, she exclaimed, our house a zoo. Here you need to put it in a different paragraph, of course. All right, and the last part will be the final paragraph. All right. So as for the vocabulary, these are the metaphors, the meanings for the metaphors. Well, you can copy this down into your vocabulary book, and I hope it helps you. Alright, so these are the words and phrase and the meaning. Bolts of lightning cracking the night sky. So it means the dark sky showing cracks made by the bolts of lightning. And the second one, quicken my steps, so which means you need to walk faster. So the third one, the wind yelled while it blew. The wind was howling loudly. Kind of scary when you hear that. And next, rain in buckets. That means heavy downpour or raining cats and dogs. The next one, furry wet sponge. So it refers to the kitten, likens to the kitten being soaked in the rain. The next one, in distress, the cat in distress. That means it is in trouble or it was in trouble. 100-watt idea. It means a very good or bright idea, comparing it to a light bulb of 100 watt, which is very bright. The next one, vulture's eyes, eyes that look for details. So these are the vulture's eyes. They are very good in getting their prey. Yes, so here next one will be sterilized, perform an operation that made a person or animal unable to have young or babies. Now next one, the final one will be house a zoo. It likens the house to a zoo because of the many pets or animals that the writer had. So these are the words or phrase that you can copy down into your vocabulary book. And the last one is the end. And if you like this video, kindly like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And thank you very much. I hope you have a great day here. So I hope to see you too in the next video. Until then, take care.